Ryan Levine here with the JRB Podcast with Jeff Jones, also with the JRB Podcast, with his top 32 YCS Anaheim Maliss deck. We've talked about this deck a little bit on the last episode, but do you have anything you want to talk about before we get into the deck?
Yeah, I guess shout out to my sponsor JRB. Shout out to Max for helping me play test, and Brandon Sanderson, and Wind and Truth. Other than that, I'll just go to the deck profile and just kind of talk about it.
Yeah, for sure.
We, of course, 3 Dormouse, 3 Rabbit, and 1 Cheesy Cat. And some people you can go heavier in this and play like an allure package. I decided to go less into the Maliss monsters and try to play more non-engine, because I feel like non-engine is just really important right now to win games. You will lose more games by seeing not the correct non-engine than winning or lose games because you have too many of your engine cards. I just played those. Then we have Dotscaper and Code of Soul. This is necessary. This is debatable depending on how you want to play the deck. I started both these cards out going second every game, just because, again, you want to see more non-engine. And then, of course, everyone's favorite cards now, the Cashier cards. So we have 2 Unicorn and a Fenrir. Fenrir is part of a 1-card combo if you play Rise Heart and Draco Sack and Cherubini to get into your Maliss engine. I find that if you have to do that, you already lose any hand trap anyway, which people are playing a shit ton of. You have to play Rise Heart, which I don't think is very good. And in general, Unicorn is just the most broken card you want to open up with, because it lets you play around every hand trap, including Nibiru, and still on a fantastic field. The ripping and extract part, which everyone complains about, is good, but really just the fact that this lets you play around all the hand traps when paired with any Maliss monster is just the most important part of it. So yeah. Then we have hand traps: 3 Ash, 3 Fua, 3 Droll, 3 Bestials, and 3 Imperm. I really just kind of wanted to play the most heavy impact hand traps to try and make my opponent pass their turn, instead of trying to play really attrition games with Imperm, Valor, stuff like that. This obviously is versatile because you can not only do Duo Drive, but also stops Fua. These are also broken. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, but let's go to the other cards. 3 Maliss Field Spell. 2 Forbidden Droplet, 2 Tactics. Like I said, I feel like you need a lot of non-engine to win. I wanted to diversify my kind of non-engine. Droplet, I think, is very good this format into Duo Drive, especially with the Kashtira cards. If you open up a Kashtira card and use the effect and they try to respond, you chain Droplet and just ruin their life, especially if it's Fenrir. And Terraforming Gold Sark, which didn't go to 2 on the Forbidden list. I'm kind of sad about that. 1 Planet, 1 Birth, and then 1 of each of the trap cards.
Yeah.
For my extra deck, we have Link Decoder, Lingaribo, the worst card, which I will never play again, Link Spider.
Link Spider's the worst card, not Lingaribo,
yes,
right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So I started playing this deck over 2.5 months ago. I went really all in on it because I really like it, and I printed out proxies and just sat at home and played. And when I started talking to other people who are playing the deck, they're like, "Yeah, you gotta play Link Spider. It lets you play into Nibiru better." And it just if you're playing the Kashtira cards and you know how to play into Nibiru better, with certain plays, you just don't need this card. I got Nibiru twice and I won both games. Not making Link Spider, I didn't even have to make it. But I lost numerous games going first because I didn't have Al Mirage, because I would open up the field spell and my monster would get hand trapped, and then I had hand traps in hand, and if I could normal summon the hand trap and make El Mirage into a side, so I have a 2 Cybers, I could still be able to basically full combo. So this card definitely should have been El Mirage. I should have went with my gut. I listened to other people and got punished for it. Then we have Splash Mage, Lizard Rose, IP, SP, one of each of the link monsters, access code, firewall, other firewall, meteor logic, and Devis worm. Is that what it is? Daysop worm. This card's pretty necessary. This card is like kind of necessary if you're going to use Ultimate Slayer. It's possible that I just cut this and don't play Ultimate Slayer and just keep the Link Spider and also play Almirage. So that's something, an option. Other than that, I think I made every single card in the extra deck. Yeah, except for that, I actually just never made that. Then for my side deck, we have 3 Lancia, 3 Shifter. I was either going to use 3 Shifter or 3 Perulia. Perulia is good against the Rysel deck, but I wanted something that was also good against the other decks to make them pass.
Unfortunately, nobody entered with any of the other decks.
Yeah, so like the fire decks and stuff like that. I played against 5 Rysel, 2 Maliss, and then like one of each like the other random decks, except for fire. I did not play against any fire. I did tie these in against the other decks, but I never drew them. And then called by for Lancia and going first. 1 Ultimate Slayer, 2 Thrust, going second and going first. Card's stupid. 2 Dominus Impulse. This is like for the mirror and non-Rysel decks. It's really important in the mirror because the normal play is you summon Dormouse, summon Rabbit, go into Lizard Rose, banish the Dormouse. The Dormouse activates, and then you impulse the Dormouse summoning back, and they're left with just Wizard Rose, and they basically pass their turn without any sort of random extender. So I beat one of my mirrors like that. And then 3-dimensional barrier, nothing too crazy there. Other than that, a lot of people, I guess there's like going over like some. These cards also help you beat Lancia, and so I'll just kind of go over that real quick. Realistically, if you open up with Unicorn and any name, really, you get to end in like a semi-decent field, but the best one is obviously White Rabbit. So you go ahead and grab, you start with Unicorn, grab Birth, normal White Rabbit. White Rabbit goes and sets your trap card, TB11. This is if you get Lancia. You link both into IP, Effective Birth, bring back Unicorn. Pass. On their turn, you have an interrupt with Unicorn looking at their extra deck. Whenever they try and play, you can flip this, go ahead and bring out a Dormouse. And then from here, you can use IP to go into either SP to banish something, and then I have another interrupt to banish something, or what I like to do is go into White Binder, mess up their graveyard if possible, go ahead and banish both these summon back, and then since this summons back, you get a trap, and the trap is an interrupt also. So that's how I beat Lancia a lot of times. And then as for Nibiru, there are this card like basically also lets you always play with Nibiru, but if you just open White Rabbit, Dormouse, the normal play people do is this, set TB11, link into Lizard Rose, banish and summon, link, summon Ransom. Ransom goes and gets you a field spell, and from here people will go like TB11, banish, summon something like this, and then this summons, and this summons. And if they Nibiru you here, you get a token that you can turn into a Link Spider and play this and get one more monster. That makes your Splash Mage, but Splash Mage doesn't do anything here because you just go into White Binder, get one trap, and that does nothing into Nibiru and your opponent playing. So I think that like this is like terrible on that way player on Nibiru. I think what we're supposed to do instead is once you're here with the TB11 set, you keep it set and instead activate the field spell, bring out Cheesy Cat, link both into SP effect on your red ransom effect dot scaper. If they Nibiru you here, you chain Little Knight, banish both. You get a token, and then if you don't have any extenders and have to pass on this during your opponent's, these come back, and during your opponent's turn, you have ransom linked with SP, and because ransom is linked, it switches the attack and defense of all your opponent's monsters. So Nibiru is at 600 and can attack over ransom, and the field spell prevents your opponent from attacking Little Knight because the field spell says you can only attack Maliss Link monsters. So your opponent is forced to play a card, and when you do, you can trigger Little Knight, banish ransom and one of their monsters, and then ransom effect triggers, summon it back, and summon White Rabbit. White Rabbit then triggers its effect, and you set the other trap, and then you have a banish also. So that's another way to play around Nibiru. And then if they don't Nibiru you here, you just go into White Binder, which eventually gets you to this. And once you get to this, Nibiru never matters. So, yeah, that's it.
All right. I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah.
But thank you for watching, and we will see you all next time.